Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna talk and look at the new title that dropped on 8th of February 2024, and it's called the Inquisitor. Now, as much as I would like to express my feelings in regards to certain aspects of this particular title, I think this is not a bad game, right? Let me get this out of the gate first. I think this is not a bad title. This is not a bad game. This does not belong to the heap of games that is actually bad, right? That's none of them. But let's talk about performance. So, this game's minimum requirements, and I'm very aware its minimum, is a 1060, and you need at least an i5 84,000 i5, right? Simple. Recommended GPU is an RTX 2070 with developer's note for medium settings, full HD, average performance, SSD recommended, upscaling via DLSS or FSR recommended. So let that sink in. Now, as you know, we do have 4070 Ti, and I tried to play this game. So obviously I started with the demo because I'm a big believer in having a game demo. I believe the devs require a very huge thumbs up for providing a demo, because not only it shows or gives you an option to choose if this game is right for you, can your system run it, you can actually kind of get the feel for the game itself. So, you know, kind of all the points above. What I don't understand is, despite the fact that the game was made in Unity engine, which surprisingly enough is used in a lot of other titles, most of them platformers, you know, that something has gone so terribly wrong that performance is all over that place. I can understand that the devs have pushed the envelope of the table by utilizing Quixel Megascans, which essentially is real-time 3D mapping, high texture or high resolution textures for all the objects, buildings and surfaces. I get that, and I do like that, because, you know, this is again trying to implement new things into a semi-crap engine. Unfortunately, that it is how it is. I'm yet to see a game that runs absolutely flawlessly in Unity engine and does not actually require you to have an impossible PC. And that's the rant over for their choices. It's fine. Let's have a look at the options. Obviously, we're gonna go with 4K native. We do have 4070 Ti. We're not gonna use vertical sync. The FPS is limited to 240, which is kind of funny that this number is even in a game. And graphically, we're gonna go with high settings with DLSS and FSR options off. So we're not using any upscale or downscaler. As you can see, even on this screen, which is the demo's, I don't know, pre-rendered cutscene, supposedly, we're getting 34 frames. Here's the fun thing. Let's jump in. We're gonna jump straight into the game. I'm gonna go past the actual intro of the game, and we start essentially in the game itself. This is 4K high settings. We're pulling 8.8 gigs of video memory. We're pulling 9.8 gigs of actual RAM, and we're getting 35 frames. Okay, I get it that 4070 Ti is not the most beefiest card out there. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like, you know, low to mid-range, and specifically this game definitely, and all other titles, certain titles, do not want to run 60 frames in 4K. Fair enough. I'm not negotiating that. What I do have an issue with is if we put upscaling to ultra performance for DLSS and we save it, we're still below 60 frames. And that, my friends, is an issue. Okay? The GPU usage has actually gone down to roughly 50-ish%. We're still pulling 9.3 gigs of allocated video memory, 9.8 of RAM. And if we're looking somewhere where, well, nothing really happens, we might even see a 60 frames from time to time. So the game itself kinda looks pretty. You know, it's not exactly the best eye candy game out there, which is really, really surprising considering this is a 2024 title. And honestly, I know this is not a AAA game, but don't even get me started on AAA titles and what it even means, because in all honesty it doesn't mean anything. But you need to kinda understand a bit more about what makes a game a AAA to understand why they're loosely using this term left, right and center. I do get it that this is actually, in my opinion, some sort of a semi-indie dev. And this is the project they've made, and honestly, I'm happy for them. A problem I have that without DLSS, this game is absolutely, completely unplayable. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but you know, it's 47 Ti. You cannot run this game in 4K. What, are you mad? Okay, let's do a pro move. Let's go all the way down to Full HD. Just for the sake of argument, because I know that people do love arguments and they do love to have their truth. And I respect that, you know, having your opinion and sticking with it is definitely better than having no opinion at all. Fantastic. Full HD, 1080p, 47 Ti, 57 frames. Okay. Okay. Let's move around. Let's just go for a little stroll here. Here's a hiccup. RAM pooling 10 gigs already. GPU allocated the memory 6.2.
However, one shouldn't ignore an opportunity for a conversation with God when faced with.
We're still not breaching 60 frames constant. Okay, I think I know what the problem might be. Since apparently 47 Ti in Full HD resolution is on the same level as a 2070, I think we need to turn down the settings to medium. Fair enough. You know what? I totally agree with them. I agree with that. You know, 47 Ti, it's yesterday's news. We are on medium settings now. Full HD. 50 frames. Okay. Understandable. You know, it was my own fault of expecting full HD performance with 47 Ti to be anywhere within 60 frames without an upscaler being used. Well, okay, I don't know if you're picking up a little bit of a hint of sarcasm in my voice here. But I'm just gonna be real with you guys. This is not okay. As much as I understand the technology used, like the Quixel Megascan, and we obviously have a V-mode in it as well, which does its own thing, this is not okay. There's no way in hell someone can tell me that in 2024 a game you release on medium settings Full HD is not able to churn out stable 60 frames with a 47 Ti. No one can in their full mind honestly say that and believe it's true. No one. Okay. I know what you say. Oh well, shit, you're on medium and stuff like this. You know what? Crank up some upscaler. There you go. Alt performance, DLSS. Let's go. What changed? Nope. It's enabled. Medium. We are Full HD. The GPU is recognized correctly. No vertical sync. I don't know. Now, you might say there's a CPU bottleneck. You might say that my RAM is dead, which is, you know, apparently not because I can see it's being used. I'm gonna link a video down in this video's description from another guy on YouTube who's playing this with the 13th gen Intel and 4090 mobile edition, or well, it's actually 4090M, so technically it's a gaming laptop. And you can actually have a look how much frames he's getting with the 4090 and 13th gen Intel i9 while going with 4K and using DLSS on quality. And then come after me. Then grab your pitchforks, then grab your torches, then you can come after me. This is not okay. This, literally this, is not okay. Do your own conclusions. Is the game good? Well, the idea is you're an Inquisitor, you're running around and you do Inquisitor stuff. You listen to people, you catch people, you eavesdrop, and apparently there's combat as well somewhere. Am I willing to go into this game knowing that it's churning out 50 frames on Full HD, medium settings on Ultra Performance with DLSS? Hell no. You're not gonna see me playing this game. Now, I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt to the devs. The Steam reviews are mixed. There are certain guides floating around the internet how to optimize and troubleshoot low FPS issues with this game made by third-party independent people. I do believe that devs will actually scurry up and will fix the performance for the game. Probably it's going to be targeted to the main game rather than the demo, which is no surprise. We've seen this with Forspoken, we've seen this with other titles, specifically the ones that released the demo, like even Warriors or Mortals of Avium. Exactly the same story. They threw in a patch and it was kind of fine. So, you know, I'm not holding grudge against them. I honestly think I do appreciate people throwing stuff and pushing the envelope. But at the same time, if a 4070 Ti is unable to get stable 60 frames in Full HD medium, you probably need to get back to the drawing board, because this game is available full released, standard and deluxe edition on Steam. You can buy it, you can play it. And the reason for this video, if you actually survived this long in it, is I actually was looking for someone to benchmark this game. I've seen so many videos about Inquisitor 4K 60 frames benchmark performance test. There's only one person who actually put any metrics in that game. Everyone else, I do believe, were just rendering the gameplay in 4K 60 frames to make it smooth and nice, and that's why there's not a single MSI metric there. But this is why my channel exists, to be a thorn in a side of people like that who's trying to hide the reality. At least that's what I like to think, you know. I never said I'm normal, to be fair, so, you know, don't hold it against me. But yeah. There you go. There you go. 2024. That's where we are right now. At least for now, until the patch comes out. It hasn't been that long, in all honesty, you know, when you think about it. 8 days? Pfft. Probably the patch is going to be out by the next week or 2 weeks time. Just felt like sharing this with you guys, you know? Anyhow, that's all I have for you today, and yeah. Let's wait for someone to do better. And I see you all next time. Over and out.